The thing is, I really only use like maybe 5 of them max. The others are just there because I want to keep them in case I need them. It is my call. I call to leave my tabs open. And I'm working on like 3 different videos right now. So yeah, I have a different window open because I was doing research. Like, okay. So I have my YouTube windows because sometimes I'm in the middle of a video and I want to watch another video, but I don't want to just stop watching the other one. I want to come back to it later. I have the Epic of Gilgamesh. So I have a total of like 6 windows open. I have my Epic of Gilgamesh. I have a couple of Epic of Gilgamesh windows open just because sometimes I'm doing research and sometimes I'm actually like writing it out. I have my jellyfish video window open because I'm working on that as well. I'm almost done with that script, but I want to maintain where I am in my project. And then I just have a bunch of tabs open because I was working on stuff and I might need it later and I haven't used it yet. No, I was gonna make a video about box jellyfish, which are like these super poisonous jellyfish that live in Australia. Gun to my head, what are all the tabs I have open? Oh, okay. So I have my calendar, I have my messages for web, like texting from a browser. Someone keep notes or like count. I will tell you what all of them are. I have a page about Sumerian gods. I have 2 email tabs open because one of them is for my personal account and one of them is for my business account. I have 4 tabs open of VIP teacher because I was applying for English teaching jobs. A backstage tab open because I was going to audition for something for audiobooks and stuff. The chord player, onemotion.com. You guys have seen that one. That's just what I use to like bang out chords instead of having to like actually play them out. The lyrics and chords to the Russian folk song Valenki because I was making up a song that used the same tune and I needed an instrumental. I have a virtual piano for when I don't want to go all the way into Reason to figure out the pitch of a note. I have scaleschords.com so that when I have a chord but I don't know what it is, I can identify it. At least 2 Google Docs. I have closemaster.com, which is like a language learning site. I have a single Pinterest tab open that I don't actually use. It's the Pinterest board for one of my friends' D&D characters, and I like it. I was looking at like a meter because we were talking about crowdfunding a different chair. You guys were right, it did make my back hurt. I have omniglot.com, some stuff about Phoenician, 3 tabs open of sciencefocus.com for fun facts and just stuff I was interested in reading about. I have, in this window, 1 Wikipedia tab open about musical notation. Spiritualcantor.com, I was reading about Gregorian chant notation. Aletheia.org as well, Gregorian chant. Resources for learning Gregorian chant, so a total of 3 different websites for learning Gregorian chant. 4, actually, because one of those is maybe 5. 5, that's it. 5 of them. I have a Reddit tab open. I found an interesting post about a video, and I never watched the video, and I'm leaving that up. I have an ACX tab for audiobooks, because I have one that I'm working on. I have a National Library of Medicine one open, because there's a study about whether bats are really as, like, full of pathogens as people say, or if they just have a kind of immune system. And I thought that bats were super full of disease because I had heard that they do have a crazy immune system because they're mammals, but they can also fly, and they have this weird immune system. A lot of the time, they end up transmitting pathogens to humans, but I saw a study that challenged that, and so I wanted to read it. I have YouTube Music open. I have medievalists.net, love those dudes. Google Photos, Google Fonts. Oh, one more Reddit tab. Another Omniglot tab about numerals and various writing systems. Emojipedia.org. 2 tabs of Pixabay, whence I get a lot of my images and sound effects for videos. Also 2 from Rawpixel for the same reason. Sheet music of You Made Me Love You. Another page about keys and which, like, musical keys and which ones are most popular. Creazilla, also for images. 2 tabs of Wikimedia Commons, because this was stuff for Gilgamesh. An LA Times article about a Russian submarine that blew up with radiation, basically. Not the Kursk, it was the K-19 back in, like... The article's from 1994. I think it's about a thing that was in, like, the 50s or 60s. Oh, I have the top40charts.com open, the song Für immer Frühling, because I was looking at the top 40 songs in Germany, the lyrics to the same song. Google images of Myrrh, because I was trying to make graphics for the Adam and Eve video. Muted.io, because I was researching traditional Arabic music, and they have a thing about the different scales traditionally used in Egyptian music. Another Wikipedia Commons page of, I think it's pronounced oud music. It's a traditional Arabic instrument. Another National Library of Medicine. Oh, this was from when we were looking at the transcranial electrical stimulation thing. Medical News Today. I was reading about lobotomies because we were talking about those. ChatGPT. Oh! And then I have, how many are in this group? These are all just pictures from Wikimedia Commons, or one of them is a Google search, but I'll just count these ones for you guys, because some of the pictures on Wikimedia Commons are public domain, but some of them are like Creative Commons, but you have to credit the author. And so I was getting pictures for Gilgamesh stuff, but I needed to leave them open so I could make sure to credit the right person. I'm just gonna count these and tell you how many. But usually I don't have a whole thing of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. But those are all images that I just need to finish that project. I usually don't have a huge thing of those. So there's 44. StudioBinder.com. I was reading about how to light a green screen because my green screens always kind of look like garbage. The lyrics to a Billie Eilish song, and that is our first window. My YouTube window and other things. Just total of YouTube videos I have open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and another one of YouTube music. The Crash Course YouTube Patreon. EthicsMatterTVSeries.com, which is like a British television series discussing different ethical philosophy questions. I have the Tech Forum for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. The chords to This Means War by Marianas Trench on Ultimate Guitar. Also on Ultimate Guitar, the chords to Porcelain by Marianas Trench. Another National Library of Medicine about fluoride. We were talking about that. Wordcounter.net. What is neurodiversity? Health.harvard.edu. Another website about neurodiversity. Am I neurodivergent quiz? I was just curious. I don't remember if I even took it. The list of English words on Wiktionary that have an obsolete sense. So like words that are no longer in current use, basically. Not Old English necessarily. Remind me, we'll look at those when we're done with this. How many tabs? I don't think I have any tabs open of Gerard Way. I should change that. A literary analysis of Taylor Swift's song Ivy. Another Reddit tab, icebergcharts.com. Google Translate, the Wiktionary entry for the word altmodisch in German. A Google search for fruit trees. I was looking for references for stuff I was doing for the Garden of Eden in the video. A song that I heard on somebody else's Twitch stream that I liked, and Google searched it and then never listened to it all the way through, so I just left it open. The Wiktionary entry for the English word ready. Genius.com, the lyrics to Fall Out Boy's song Grand Theft Autumn. A Google search for roll d20 because I was doing a D&D thing with my friend and needed to roll a die. Okay, that's 2 down. Oh, I think this one's my Gilgamesh one, at least mostly. Okay. Gateways to Babylon.com. I was looking into that when I was reading. An email, like a copied email on Humanities and Social Sciences Net online. An email critiquing someone's like book or report about certain religious practices in ancient Mesopotamia. The Kovacs translation of the Epic of Gilgamesh in a PDF. The Cliffs Notes for the Epic of Gilgamesh. A Tumblr tab about Uruk, ancient Uruk, part of the cuneiform text corpus, the ancient Mesopotamian myth, Enki, and the world order in cuneiform. A Google Images search for the Eanna Temple, which was the temple in ancient Uruk, which was, for those who don't know, the first, city that we know of. An AI image generation site that is... It doesn't seem to have been used. Why is there just a talking head? I also have a body. I'm just sitting down right now. Another image of a facade from the Eanna Temple that is now displayed in Pergamon Museum in Berlin. What am I using internally? This particular body, I believe, is carbon-based. Another image of something from the Eanna district. This is the Mesopotamia Guided Tour website. The Kovacs translation of the Epic of Gilgamesh, but from a different source. Another Wikimedia Commons image of a thing from the Eanna Temple district. indroyc.com, an article also about the same temple, another Wikimedia Commons image from that, artifactsberlin.de, a German website about history, and this page is about Uruk, a Vimeo tab from that same website where it's like a computer-generated reconstruction of what the temple district might have looked like. What do I think about Hitler? I think he did some bad stuff. A Wikipedia page about one of the Mesopotamian gods, a Khan Academy page also about ancient Mesopotamia, the Wikipedia page for the Sumerian language, getting started with Sumerian, this is like a guide to learning it, a PDF of an elementary Sumerian glossary, so like an English Sumerian dictionary, an introduction to the grammar of Sumerian, the PDF of the book itself, introduction to Sumerian grammar by a different author, apollomagazine.com, an article about the city Uruk, 2 sacred texts tabs of Adam and Eve, because I was working on that video, a Google search for Garden of Eden map, because people have always been trying to locate where it would have been, and I wanted to use it for the video. One of those maps, just a different website. A salute to the wheel, an article from the Smithsonian Magazine, a page about a Sumerian deity, another page about a Sumerian deity, an epic poem about the same Sumerian deity, the Wikipedia page for the solfege, which is like a music thing, the Wikipedia page for diatonic and chromatic scales, and an overview and timeline of the Epic of Gilgamesh. And that is our third window. Here we go, number 4! This is the jellyfish one! I'm starting to see that I have a problem. A page that is apparently not found about Jack Barnes, who is one of the main dudes I talk about in the jellyfish video. ResearchGate.net, dermatological progression of a probable box jellyfish sting. Again, research. National Library of Medicine paper about Jack Barnes. Again, the dude one of the guys I talk about in the video. Wikipedia pages for Carukia barnesi, which is the jellyfish he discovered, and Irukandji syndrome, which is the illness that said jellyfish causes when it stings you. A biography of Jack Barnes from the Australian Dictionary of Biography. The Wikimedia Commons page for Carukia jellyfish. The Wikimedia Commons page for a video of prey capture of that jellyfish. An image of the jellyfish in a vial, because it's really small. A diagram of how long the jellyfish's tentacles are. Another image of Carukia barnesi. An article about Jack Barnes. Again, research. A PDF of... It's loading. Oh, it's an Australian pamphlet that briefly mentioned Jack Barnes. Another article about him and Irukandji syndrome. 2 tabs from Australia's ABC News site. One about the jellyfish and with an interview from Jack Barnes' son. The other about a woman who got stung by one of those jellyfish. A Google search for Palm Cove Beach in Cairns, because that was where he discovered the jellyfish. A book from 1931 about primary education by correspondence, which was also for research, because Jack Barnes, as a child, his, early schooling was by correspondence. In the days before online school, you would, get your work in the mail and lessons and stuff, and you would send it back through the mail. And this is a book about how it worked, because the thing is, there are places in Australia where there just are not a lot of people, and so if there are kids out there that want to go to school, they would do it by correspondence in Australia. The script for the jellyfish video, the spreadsheet to plan shots for that video, a Reddit tab of a map of Exandria, which is Matt Mercer's homebrew world for D&D, an archive.org article about East Timor, because that's the island where Jack Barnes was when he was serving the military during World War II. A Google search for distance between Timor and Australia, an article about Irukandji syndrome, a Google search for the word disgorge to make sure I had the definition right, because I was pretty sure I knew what it meant, but I always like to check. Another article on slideshare.net about spiders and jellyfish in Australia. A Google search for IRB, which is the Institutional Review Board, which is the board that if you want to conduct some research trials, you have to run it by them so they can make sure you're not gonna, do horrible human experimentation. Gizmodo.com, an article about the sense of impending doom as a medical symptom. Initiative medical definition, another Google search, because it was mentioned in Jack Barnes's report about the jellyfish, and I was like, what does that mean in a medical context? I know what it means in a D&D context. Another National Library of Medicine article about irukandji stings. Oh, this was the one that Jack Barnes wrote. Onlinelibrary.wiley.com, 6 tabs of that. Mostly about jellyfish. Oh, a bunch of Australian medical journals because I was looking for his article. But those are the 6 tabs of the Wiley Online Library. A Google search for sacral area because it was mentioned as one of the sites of pain when they got stung by the jellyfish. Turns out it's, well, your sacrum, obviously, which is like your tailbone-ish, kind of like right here. A Google search for laborious synonym, 3dmusclelab.com, because I was researching the, again, medical terms when they talked about what the jellyfish venom did to their bodies. A drug fact sheet from the Department of Justice and the DEA about narcotics. Oh, I think I was researching some of the medication that they gave the people who were stung by the jellyfish. Synonym for great, the Wikipedia page for pulmonary edema. Cancer.gov, I was looking at the definition of catecholamine. The Wikipedia page for agonist, as in the chemical. Again, I was researching the effects of the jellyfish venom. National Library of Medicine, stuff from a book about catecholamines and other neurotransmitters. National Library of Medicine, some more information on the sympathetic nervous system. The Wikipedia page for renin, it's an enzyme that is involved in the body's fight or flight response. The Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, an article about novel target genes for catecholamines in skeletal muscle. So, more catecholamine stuff. Verywellmind.com, about that same symptom of the sense of impending doom, which is a thing. It actually is. Like, it's characteristic of that one jellyfish sting, but it's also something that people experience, like, when they have a heart attack. Just a general sense of dread. It's something that is actually a medical symptom. The Ko-Fi page for the Internet Investigator on YouTube. Another Google Photos tab. Don't know why I had that one open. That's number 4. Oh, a few more jellyfish tabs in number 5. This is about treating jellyfish stings. So Health Direct, which is the website from the Australian government about healthcare. AustraliaWideFirstAid.com. More jellyfish treatment. How many is a few? Do you want me to just count? 3, 6, 9, 10. 10 jellyfish tabs. How many tally marks do you have, Constellation? I don't even know what we're at. A model trainer on the base of the Christmas tree? You know what I'm going to do with that info? I am envious of Bill. I want to ride a model train around the base of a Christmas tree, but I'm too big. So these are all, I think, about first aid, mostly jellyfish. Oh, the Wikipedia page for harpoon, because I wanted to, again, make sure I had the right idea in my head, because some of the cells that jellyfish use to inject their venom have essentially a tiny cellular harpoon that is fired into the skin of the person who's being stung. And this is all included in the 10 jellyfish tabs that we were talking about. That's okay, we don't have to be exact. So these 10 are pretty much all about jellyfish stings. Last tab on this account, oh, it's just 2 of them. It's my Gilgamesh and an English teaching job board. So there's that account. On my Twitch windows, Nas Daily, that guy that we were watching a video of, 5 YouTube tabs, videos that you guys have showed me. AP News article about Russell M. Nelson, who is the president of the Mormon Church. Wikipedia pages for Tartarian Empire and De Spectaculis, which is stuff we talked about on here. The Make Rachel Goth playlist. I don't remember who sent that to me, but that is one of them. Twitch tab. 2 Twitch tabs total. Just of, like, my mod view and my videos. Oh, 2 more YouTube tabs. One for uploading, one of a channel that I was looking at. My Patreon, my song list, streamer song list, a Twitter tab, my Ko-Fi, MooBot, the bot we have, 2 Google Docs tabs of fun facts and vocabulary, Google Translate, an article about the Chicxulub asteroid, the Wikipedia page for Benito Mussolini, a page on how to recite the rosary, a government PDF about different levels of language proficiency, Another YouTube tab from a video you guys showed me. Another thing of MooBot. A list of Discord bots. Another Google Translate. 3 sound alerts tabs. A Google search for Georgian text. We were talking about that a while ago. The Wikipedia page for, I'm gonna butcher this title, the Khojaly Massacre. A Reddit article about Discord formatting. A History.com article about the Tuskegee experiment. How does a compass work? Synonyms for the word vituperation. The Wiktionary page for the Latin word flagrum. Nightbot.tv, which is a Twitch bot. A Grammarly article about the difference between farther and further. The lyrics to Son of Man by Phil Collins. A Reddit page about, I edited The Office samples out of the song My Strange Addiction because a lot of people found them annoying. And that is my Twitch one. And lastly, these are my Microsoft Edge tabs. So this is, I think, the last one. Okay, of the AI image creator, because I was making pictures of my D&D character. Okay, don't judge me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And also the Wiktionary page for brauchen, the German word for to need. I do turn it off. I shut it down every morning. I use it because they give me points. These are all color palettes for the Adam and Eve video. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then there are no more tab groups. The Wikipedia page for Dar es Salaam, a Bing search for most efficient animals at cooling, and a list from the Smithsonian Magazine about how different animals cool themselves off. A timeline of Pluto astronomically. Mongolian calligraphy images. An article about why angels and saints in like Renaissance art are pictured with halos and what the different halo shapes mean. I'm a uselessinfojunkie.com. That just seemed like it was up my alley. A random number generator. I think I was using that for some content thing. Boatloadpuzzles.com. That's where I do my crosswords. Nationaltoday.com, a website that lists like all of the holidays that are today. A blog about Nordic culture. My favorite Nordic lullabies translated and on a playlist because there was a song in Norwegian on here that I really liked. 22 major differences between chordates and non-chordates, like organisms. Redeem a promotional code for Duolingo because it was supposed to give me like 3 months of Duolingo, Super Duolingo, but I got suspicious and I didn't get it. A list of true 16:9 resolutions so I could see which ones would like fit proportionally on my monitor. And 4 more color palettes from colorswall.com, which is like my secondary color palette site. 3 more from Coolers, which is my primary palette site. 3 Flickr windows of illuminated manuscripts of the Ethiopian Gospels, a Bing search for ancient Sumerian phrases, the Wiktionary page for Sumerian basic vocabulary, another Bing search for ancient Sumerian greetings, another Omniglot tab about ancient Sumerian, a PDF of, again, an English ancient Sumerian dictionary, a Bing search for frankincense, and another Bing search, finally, for raw frankincense. I needed image references for the video. I think that's it. Oh God. I do have a problem. I don't know if I'm going to do anything about it, but well, it's not 400. It's only a problem. The first step is admitting you have a problem. Well, if I don't admit a problem, I don't have one.